everybody. Happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me for today's live stream. And I want to remind you that tomorrow we have a live watch-along. We haven't done a watch-along that hasn't been at 3 in the morning for quite some time. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be watching The Suicide Squad together. It becomes available on HBO Max at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. And my very good friends Scott and Kevin sent me a lot of candy like we discussed last week. So I've got my Sour Patch Kids, I've got gummy sharks. We're going to have a really good time. So again, if you'd like to join me, it will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, Biezi, and I'll give you a little bit of a heads up. I mean, I don't want to interrupt the movie, but if you're a little squeamish on some things, we can kind of look away together and enjoy some other parts of the movie. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me. We have a lot of really great stuff to go over today. If you join during a stream, I'll give you a shout out when you join. And then, of course, at the end of the stream, after we've gone over the 3 stories, you can ask me anything you'd like for 10 minutes. And then I'll do a couple of shout outs, and then I'm going to go and film my Suicide Squad spoiler review. Hey, Neal, no chill. I like your emoji there. Hey, Frank Heinzelman. So we have some really great stories to go over today. Neal, I'm so glad you finally were able to join. Welcome. And I think we have some great stuff to talk about. Hey, Harry Reviews. Oh, thanks, Biezi. That's very sweet of you. And by the way, the watch-along will stay up. So if you can't join me at 7 p.m. tomorrow, don't worry about it. It'll be up so I can watch with you whenever it fits your schedule. Because I know some of you are going to want to watch it yourself first in theaters. All right, so here we go. It's someone's birthday. I saw everybody was wishing somebody's happy birthday right before I logged in there. Let's see here. Max, happy birthday, Max. Thanks for spending part of it with me. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get started. All right. Story number 1. Boop. All right, so the stories, the trades today came out with their predictions for how the Suicide Squad, will do in theaters this weekend. Hey, David Fairley, you guys are all so sweet to say happy birthday to Max. So it was announced today that the trades are predicting that the Suicide Squad will open with $30 million domestic, $40 million overseas, for a total of for a $70 million global debut. Now, of course, keep in mind that this is not only going to be debuting day and date at no extra cost on HBO Max if you have the non-ad version of the service, but it's also not only rated R, but it's a very hard R, so that, of course, is going to take out a lot of the family market. Hey, Fraser Brown, at least in theaters. Again, as I've been saying, hey, Damani Lovell, as I've been saying, I feel like it'll do extremely well on streaming because there's no gatekeeping there. So you can watch what is a very raunchy movie with full frontal nudity in it. Anyone can watch that on HBO Max. So I think that that's going to do very well on them for the streaming service for them. I also feel to some degree that the trades are lowballing the expectations so that, I think the whole industry wants the box office to do well. So if they lowball the expectations, then on Sunday they can say, oh my God, they so exceeded the expectations. So I think there's a little bit of that as well. For instance, they were saying Jungle Cruise would open at 25, and it opened at 35. It opened right next to Space Jam 2. Like, why wouldn't that be the prediction? Why wouldn't you predict? I would predict that Jungle Cruise would do even better than Space Jam 2 because it's available for $30 digitally, whereas Space Jam 2 is available for no extra cost. So I think I'm not at all surprised that's where Jungle Cruise opened. All HBO Max movies to date have opened in the low 30s. We're talking Space Jam and Godzilla vs. Kong. However, that was for Godzilla vs. Kong, which I think is on the same level as a DC film. That was earlier in the pandemic. Now, of course, the Delta variant is causing a lot of problems right now. So I think that you have to factor that in as well. As I said on Sunday, it just needs a 4 in front of it. I know some of you would like to see a 5 in front of it. I don't know if that's doable, I mean, that would be fabulous. And I don't think it's impossible. But I do think that a 4 is all it needs. It just can be 40. And I think even if it hits high 30s, if it can break the HBO Max pattern to date, that will be considered really good. So I do think that it could do quite well. Do you think it'll have a 4 in front of it? And also, where are you planning to watch HBO Max? I mean, where are you planning to watch The Suicide Squad this weekend? Are you going to see it in theaters, or do you plan to watch it on HBO Max? Or maybe you're not going to watch it. I think if you're watching this stream, you're going to watch it. So I'm just waiting for you guys. There's always a little bit of a delay from what I see. So I'm just waiting for you guys to catch up. Chico, I like your enthusiasm. Tracy says IMAX, but a little later. Oh, yeah, a lot of HBO Maxes. Josh says both. Warner Brothers loves you. Thanks, Mika. I'm glad you're going to be watching with me. I think Yutaka has a good plan. Watch in theaters. Watch on HBO Max and then check it out in theaters if you like it. Wow, Max, I'm so glad that you liked it so much that you saw it 4 times already. That's fabulous. So it seems like I see a couple of you willing to go to theaters, which is great. But I think that HBO Max is going to do a lot of the business. Hey, Anthony Gilbert, just because I think it's just so convenient. And it's going to trend. It's going to trend for sure on Thursday. And I think Thursday night it'll trend. And I think here's the problem. By debuting it on Thursday night, that might be when it trends. We'll be curious to see if it can trend Thursday and Friday. All the HBO Max movies, by the way, have trended when they've dropped. Godzilla vs. Kong trended. Mortal Kombat trended. Space Jam 2 trended. It'll trend. The question is, how high, what will trend, and for how long? I still feel John Cena's going to trend. Not only for his tighty whitey scene. I know a number of you are, it's you got to see it to believe it. Oh yeah, that's right, Evan. In the Heights also trended. But I also think some of the scenes that he has are pretty intense, and so I think John Cena will almost certainly trend. So I don't know if it'll trend Thursday and Friday. Because it's dropping Thursday night, 4 in the afternoon on the West Coast, I think that it'll probably just trend on Thursday night. If it can trend Friday as well, that would be fantastic. You know what? It might trend Thursday night, and then it might trend Friday evening when most people watch it as their Friday night movie. Mortal Kombat had the best trending, in fact. Why won't Harley trend, Jico? Because Harley's actually not in the movie very much, to be honest with you. Hey, Atualapa, I actually saw one of the trades say that Suicide Squad was the 3rd Harley Quinn movie, and I'm like, it's not a Harley Quinn movie, even though it's being sold that way. I think that Bloodsport and Ratcatcher 2 have far more screen time, and Peacemaker. At the beginning of the movie, you see the logo come up behind a group of team members, and that really is the core cast of the film. There is, Harley, someone said, is there about as much Harley in the film as there was Joker in the 2016 Suicide Squad? I think there's more Harley. There's definitely more Harley. But, she just doesn't have, I think you've seen almost all of her scenes to a degree. I don't want to ruin the movie for anybody, so that's all I'm going to say. But I do think, so I think it'll trend, but Mortal Kombat trended for like 24 hours. It was incredible. I was very impressed with that. It just shows to go the strength of that brand. If it doesn't break out of the 30s, I think no, that's not true. If it's even in the high 30s, I think that'll be fine. If it's in the low 30s, if it can't top Godzilla vs. Kong and Space Jam 2, I think that'll be bad for Warner Brothers, James Gunn, and HBO Max, because it'll be like HBO Max really hurt the movies. So I think even like a 38, even a 35, maybe 35 would be a little low. If it can get like a 38 or a 39, I think people would be like, yay. And of course the trades can now say, whoo, cheer overperform, boy. But I think that anyone who is being realistic thinks it'll have a 4 in front of it. It should have a 4 in front of it. Mika says Suicide Squad is selling pretty well here in New York City. You know, Mika, it's selling very well in the premium theaters. I saw that as well. It's selling the IMAX on 68th Street, which is where I saw it, and is really, quite frankly, where you should see it if you're anywhere near that. That's doing very well. I suspect, I've checked the theaters though in New Jersey nearby to see how it's selling in New Jersey, and they have not sold a lot of tickets. I was surprised at how few tickets had been sold. I think the second weekend drop, I don't know. I have to see what the audience scores are for the second weekend drop. But just like Black Widow, I think that people are going to, if they want to watch it again, they're going to watch it on HBO Max. Kim says, my gut is telling me this is a big budget trauma film. I think that's a great way to describe it. And trauma has never been particularly popular with broad audiences, mainstream audiences. But let's just see. I mean, hey, I Talk Marvel 227. I think we really just have to see what happens. I think that, we'll find out soon enough. But again, please join me for the watch along tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on this channel. We're going to have a great time. Anyone can watch along if they have HBO Max and they have their own copy of the movie. Only members will be able to comment, but of course anyone will be able to watch along. And we'll have a great time. We'll have a really good time. There's, as I said, some scenes that I'm looking forward to seeing again. Don't worry, I want us all to have a good time. Even though I had some problems with the movie, I'm certainly not going to make it not a good time. I mean, or else I wouldn't be doing the watch along. We're doing the watch along to have fun. All right. And I will just, you can see me be like, oh, so disgusting. All right, so that's the first story of the day. All right, hold on. Did I miss a shout out? I don't think I did. I said hi to I Talk Marvel 227. All right. Let's see here. Frank says, do you regret a watch along? No. It's a big DC movie. I think we should have a good time watching it, you know? And again, now that I've seen the movie, I know what I'm getting into. So I think we'll have a good time. All right. So that's the first story of the day. The second story of the day, is that Xolo Mariduena from Cobra Kai. Did I pronounce the name correctly? I like this actor quite a bit. I think he's very talented. I thought he really stood out on Cobra Kai. He looks so different in real life, though. They really Disney-fy him for the Cobra Kai show. And he looks, very different in real life. I'll be curious to see what kind of look that DC gives him. Oh, it's Xolo? Xolo Mariduena. All right, thank you very much. So I think he's like the only choice for Blue Beetle, quite frankly. He has a very, if you want somebody who has a strong fan base. You have, I think Michael Cimino from Love Victor was also a strong choice, but I think that Xolo Mariduena is a better choice. So he, of course, comes from Cobra Kai. He has a strong following from that show because it's very popular and he does a great job on it. And so I think that he is a perfect choice for this character. Now, this will be an HBO Max movie, just like Batgirl. And I think it's not a great look that they have these characters of color going to streaming instead of theaters. But hopefully the movies are just really, really good. I mean, it's one thing to send them to streaming, but as movies and not even series, I think that, that's, I wish that if you're going to send something to streaming, it should be a series rather than a movie. Now, who here is a fan of Blue Beetle? I've never really gotten the character myself. To be fair, though, I think that, of course, the new Supergirl, Sasha Calle, is Latina, and that's going to be in movies, and I think she looks fantastic. See, some people really love Blue Beetle. My problem with Blue Beetle is I don't love the power set. It's basically like Cyborg, but instead of apocalypse technology, it's a different alien technology. and the Scarab has a mind of its own. So, there's that idea of him having to. It's like Cyborg, but he has this alien entity. So it's like Cyborg meets Venom. Although you never hear, at least so far, you've never heard the Scarab's voice. You can only hear Jaime, his character's name is Jaime, responding to the Scarab. So I'll be curious to see what they decide to do. I think there is a lot of room to play with it here, so I'll be curious to see what they decide. Xolo is so cool. He will immediately make this character a lot more popular, I think, quite frankly. And again, as I said, small but very strong fan base. So that's good and bad. I think you have a built-in fan base. They're going to be like, yeah. But at the same time, you're going to have a fan base that's also like, you better not mess it up, or we're coming for you. So I hope they really pay attention to the comics and work very hard. And the comics, and as many of you are pointing out, Young Justice. Very popular on Young Justice. Had some good episodes there. He did a very nice job. Dan Blaster, I don't know if we're going to get Ted Kord. I think that might be a nice idea, but this Blue Beetle has so little to do with Ted Kord, it might just seem weird, to be honest with you. Ted Kord, built his own suit. He's kind of like a Batman kind of character, only nice. Whereas, this is totally about an alien technology that, he bonds with, very much like Eddie Brock in the symbiote. All right, so that's the second story of the day. Who's looking forward to this movie? I mean, I got to say that when I put the blue light behind the character, he looks cool there. If they could put lights on him, I think that would be pretty neat. If he has like a glowy factor to him. Like, I watched the first few episodes of Titans, and they had Nightwing with his Eskrima sticks, and they put electric energy on the end of it. And he looks so cool. It was unbelievable to watch. He also had some junk in the trunk, as Nightwing is supposed to have. So it was very, very funny. Let's see here. See, a lot of you are I mean, I think, we're all going to check it out. I'll be curious to see how many people want to watch the Peacemaker show after this. I mean, if it's a DC show, of course I'm going to check it out. But, it's pretty crazy. All right, speaking of HBO Max, let's talk about HBO Max, because this is a crazy development. All right, so this is the third story of the day. Boom, baby. So it was announced today that J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot, which has a first-look deal at Warner Brothers, shopped them the Overlook Hotel series, and HBO Max said, no thank you. So this is a very good example of how first-look deals work. So J.J. Abrams had to pitch the Overlook Hotel show to HBO Max first. And it's actually being produced by Warner Brothers Television, no matter where it goes. And HBO Max considered it. They even said that they liked it, but they felt that it wasn't a fit, their words, with HBO Max at this time. So now he can shop it wherever he wants. And it looks like Netflix is the front runner. I mean, of course it is. Who wouldn't want this show? I can't believe that HBO Max would feel that they didn't want this. I know that Dr. Sleep didn't do particularly well, but I think that's because it didn't focus enough on the hotel and the mythology of the movie that everybody knows and loves. Now, HBO Max has some very good other content like Flight Attendant and Raised by Wolves, and those shows have not attracted a very strong following. So perhaps they might feel that Overlook isn't the IP that they're looking for right now. I think they're really leaning into DC shows, and J.J. Abrams is doing several Justice League Dark shows for them. I think they're developing this Harry Potter show, even though they swear they're not because they can't under the contract, so they're secretly developing it. And I think that's what they're really going for. I think they see the success that Disney Plus is having with Marvel and Star Wars shows, and they go, well, we have those brands. Let's see how the DC Universe shows do. That's a good point, Ryan, about Doom Patrol. When Doom Patrol Season 3 and Harley Quinn Season 3 come up and Titans Season 3, let's see if that gives HBO Max the boost that they're looking for. Titans is, I got the 5th episode, so I'm going to be able to watch it before I do my review, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I think Titans is quite good. It's not perfect. It's actually shockingly similar to Doom Patrol now, but who's going to complain about that? Because Doom Patrol Season 3 isn't on right now, so I'll take it. So anyway, I'll be curious. How many of you are going to watch Titans Season 3 on HBO Max? Titans Season 3 drops on HBO Max the 12th, August 12th. So right before Thursday next week. I think the first 3 episodes will drop. Most of you are. That's awesome. Terry, your enthusiasm makes me very happy. You too, Ivan. You guys are great. Yeah, I couldn't believe that it was good. I felt like you, Epic Echo. I was like, Season 2 was so bad. Well, I liked the Superboy episodes of Season 2, but the ending it was just so horrible. I was like, never again. And then I was like, well, I got to review it. And then I was like, well, pretty good. It's very Batman-y, so I like Batman, so I like that. I'm like, woohoo! All right, so anyway, also one of the reasons I think that HBO Max might have passed on this Overlook Hotel show is that J.J. Abrams is making, hey, LG Doe, J.J. Abrams has been making a lot of Stephen King programs like Castle Rock on Hulu and Lissy's Story on Apple TV, and nobody's talking about those shows. So they might have been like, I mean, that would give me pause. But I mean, I really feel like an Overlook Hotel series is like just money in the bank. I would not, and I wouldn't want another situation like Sweet Tooth where it comes up on Netflix with the Warner Brothers logo and people go, why is this not on HBO Max? I mean, would you watch an Overlook series sight unseen? Like if a Shining series was starting, would you at least watch the first episode? I mean, I would. I'm curious what you guys think. Yeah, that's right, So. Nobody talked about The Stand either. Although Marduk says he would not watch it. Interesting, Marduk. So I see yes. Travis, no. Oh, some no's. Interesting. Mostly yeses, though. Colby says, I got to see the cast. MG Max says if it was free. Well, like, what about if it's on a service you already subscribe to? Sufjan, you've never seen The Shining? You should get on that. It's amazing. I love The Shining. So good. I think Jack Nicholson's retired. But maybe not. I'd be like, how much money to get you out of retirement, Jack? Please, for the love of God, just do one episode. Boy, that would be wonderful, wouldn't it, if you could get one episode with Jack Nicholson? There's got to be a number out there that would make him do one episode. Because it's supposed to be like different stories from the Overlook Hotel. So he doesn't have to do the whole season. If I could just get him for one episode, that would make me so happy. Matt Go says, if it's on Netflix, we'll all watch it whether we like it or not. That's pretty funny. Funny because it's true. That's pretty hilarious. Matt Go, that was hilarious. Matt Go, very, very funny. All right, so those are the 3 stories of the day. Hold on. It is 4:45. You can ask me anything you'd like until 4:55. I don't know why Jack Nicholson retired. Mika says, J.K. Simmons is returning as Commissioner Gordon. Thoughts? Well, he hasn't signed, but he's in talks for it. I don't know. I hope it turns out. He's doing a lot now. I think J.K. Simmons is saying yes to everything, and you don't want to overexpose yourself. Ryan says, are the Ahsoka casting rumors true about Ezra? So the rumor is that Mina Massoud is going to be Ezra Bridger in the Ahsoka show. I have not heard. I cannot confirm that, but I can tell you that I did hear from someone I trust that Mina Massoud got a really big part. Like he joined a major franchise. And so I know that he has something big coming up. And so I think that's probably it, but I just can't confirm it for you. But I do know that Mina Massoud got something very big, and I'm sure it'll be revealed soon. And I think the odds are that that's what it is. And that would just, I think, make everybody just be so happy. I mean, him and Rosario Dawson, just like, I was excited just for Rosario Dawson, but then you get even more excited. You're like, I just can't take it. It's so exciting. Mina Massoud is so talented. I'm a big fan of his. BZ says, are they still doing the Batgirl Beyond storyline? Hopefully not. They might not do any of the futuristic elements, but I did hear that they still want Michael Keaton to show up there and train her, which I think would help get a lot of people to tune in, so I can understand them wanting that to happen. Rahul says, Grace, the Disney situation is escalating out of hands. Any comments? Well, I don't know how is it escalating. I feel it seems the same to me. I think Bob Chapek is going to be fighting for his own survival. And if you think Bob Chapek isn't a brawler, you don't know Bob Chapek. I'm pretty confident that Disney's going to win this lawsuit. Lloyd says, Grace, what are your thoughts on Bob Iger reportedly embarrassed by Scarlett Johansson's lawsuit over the release of Black Widow? I don't really think that people are... I don't know if I would buy all these things. I mean, I think that it's never a good idea to come out against the company that you work for unless you're like planning to leave. And Bob Iger, of course, is a really big part of Disney history. So I honestly can't see anyone caring that much. Like, let's just see how it goes. I mean, Bob Chapek's the one who's on the line. TJ Williams, I saw the Suicide Squad at the Lincoln Square IMAX on 68th Street. Marduk says, is Bob Chapek the death of Marvel? No. I mean, I think that Marvel is going through a huge... I don't know. I really like everything Marvel's doing. Bob Chapek is very interested in Marvel. As some of you might know or not know, his son is actually one of the producers at Marvel. Bob Chapek's son works for Kevin Feige. So he has his hooks in there pretty deep. Neil says, Sweet Tooth of the Boys is my next show to binge. Ooh, good choice. Well, you know what? The Boys is very similar to the Suicide Squad. So maybe you want to go all in on that, or maybe you want to have a little break. But I think they're both excellent. Although The Boys Season 3 is going to come out before Sweet Tooth Season 2. So maybe you want to start with The Boys so you're all caught up. They're both excellent shows. Carlos says, Grace, Disney reported that Black Widow did $60 million and Jungle Cruise did $30 million on Disney Plus, but not once did I see it on the trending list. Something is off. Yeah, it was weird. Jungle Cruise never showed up on trending. I was checking too. Although with Black Widow, it never got that high on trending itself. So maybe with 30 million views, that's not enough to get on trending. I think that, I think they wouldn't fudge those numbers. And I don't trust their trending list. Who else asked me that? Let's see here. Ryan, I'm glad you're going to get a job when you turn 16. That's fantastic. Good for you. Billo says, why don't you give Suicide Squad a Rotten Tomato? Because, people just take it a little bit too personally. I explained in my review why I didn't want to do that. Some people have decided to try and float the narrative that I have like some personal vendetta against that movie or anyone involved with it, which is absolutely ridiculous. I always try to be as professional as possible. So it doesn't really matter that much because, it's going to stay very fresh no matter what. So I just, I come in peace, and instead of waving the white flag, I wave the no tomato flag. I mean, I'm not going to be bullied into saying the movie's fantastic when I don't think that it is. And I think I was very fair in talking about how well the movie was crafted. Thank you, fellow Grace. Oh, there's the question. Who asked that? Sohn says, thoughts on Peter Safran defending Amber Heard. What else is he going to do? She's in his movie. He's going to really, of course he's going to go to the mat for her. He has nothing, he has to. Everyone involved with that movie is going to defend her because what are they going to say? Yeah, I'm bummed she's in the movie, but we couldn't get rid of her. I mean, that would be horrible. I think they're just stuck. And so, of course, they're going to support her to try and just make it go away. I mean, if I were their publicists, I'd say, please don't ask them about that. But, you know, it's really tough because then someone would say, the publicist told me not to ask about that. So it's just difficult. Denzel, I'm definitely watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills tonight. I was devastated that it wasn't on last week. I had a snack already. I was all excited. I went to turn it on, and it was not there, and I was furious. Lloyd Lester says, Grace, what are your thoughts on the Star Wars hotel pricing? I feel that they priced out anyone who would actually want to do that. So I thought it was really silly. I mean, I think you just don't get enough value for what you're getting. I think that even though it does include food and theme park admission for the part of the time that you go into and also you have to, I thought the hours were weird. If you looked at the schedule, you have to like have breakfast at 7 a.m. because they take you into the park to ride the ride at 8:30 in the morning before it opens. And that way they don't have to have you see any park guests. So I was like, that's weird. If someone's paying that much money, I would think that they could go, whenever they could have a little bit more of a relaxing day. So you have to spend all this money and like just have like this grueling schedule. And also you only get like 20 minutes of lightsaber training. I was like, man, for $4,000 for basically just a 2 day or a day, it's 1.5 days really. For 1.5 days of Star Wars fun, I'd be like, I should have an hour of lightsaber training. I should get a lightsaber, quite frankly. I just can't imagine. I think that they're going to have a lot of, it's only 100 rooms, but I can't imagine that they could fill that thing consistently. So that begs the question, if the operating costs need to be covered, will they make it a lesser experience so that more people can afford to go? Let's see. Let's see what the bookings look like. They could only operate it like for 2 days a week. If they, maybe. Oh, 1 more minute. Travis, I want to go to Disney too, but I'm having a real hard time because the Florida COVID rates are so bad. Like I look at the map and I'm like, why would I get on a plane from the Northeast, which is doing the best with coronavirus, and go down to the place that's doing the worst? It just makes me very nervous. And I'm pretty upset because I want to go there. So I'm like, get it under control. Like when I went to see the Suicide Squad, I had a double mask, and I was really grateful that there was like no one in the theater. Like it was a press screening, and there were only, I'd say maybe 20 of us in total in that theater, and it's a huge theater, so we were all really spaced out, and it was a morning screening, so nobody really had any snacks, so everybody kept their masks on for the most part, and so I was able to enjoy it. But I had to go back to double masking in the movie theater, and I wasn't before, so I was kind of frustrated about that. I was annoyed. Oh, it's 4:55. Okay. Shout outs. All right, so you can just say something. Just tell me what you're doing. Give me a way to interact with you. Where are you? Are you eating anything? Hey, Terry, I'm glad you had a nice time today. Just what's going on, so I can just give me something to interact with. But I'm not answering any more questions. Although I do appreciate your enthusiasm. Oh, Anna, good luck with your screenplay. What a wonderful thing to be working on. Evan says, on my research rotation at home in Ohio. That sounds lovely. Wanda the Witch is watching Twilight, as many are on Netflix. Philip Marlowe is making a hamburger for his client. Delicious. Fellow Grace is watching some baseball in sunny California. Oh, that sounds nice. Someone said they just watched Suicide Squad. Oh, iReady's, it's their birthday as well. Happy birthday. Michael is making homemade jalapeno mac and cheese in Chicago. Delicious. While Lachlan Lampshire just ate some porridge. Ryan's having pasta for dinner. Hector is working from home with his cat. Aww. Oh, Bobby got a job opportunity today in gaming journalism. Congratulations. That's so exciting. I'm so happy for you. Ryan Leslie is about to take his dogs for a walk. Fantastic. J-Lar is working in Chihuahua, Mexico. Fantastic. I hope you're having a great day. Carlos is at the McDonald's drive-thru, making me very jealous. Well, Mexican Nacho is going to get some tacos. Chico is about to watch Beauty and the Beast during his Princess Marathon, the original animated movie. That's great. I love that. I love watching classic movies. It's because they don't have anything to do with work, so I can really relax. Gino is waiting out the rain in Florida. Stay safe in Florida, Gino. I do love me some Florida rain showers. Hi, mate in Venezuela. Benz is in Hungary, getting ready to go to sleep. Thanks for staying up with all of us. Hi, Frank in New Jersey. Oh, Lisa, I'd be happy to say to hi to your husband, Guy. I'm so glad he's joining in today. Guy, your wife, Lisa, is a really valued member of the community. She's fantastic. Ryan is playing Fortnite. Rahul says, time to sleep. It's 2:30 a.m. in India. Oh, that's so nice you stayed up with us. Thank you. Luis is in Brazil. Hello. While Niall is in Scotland. Oh, Dre Films, I'm so glad you just got over COVID and you're okay. That's wonderful. Brett says, hello from Western Kansas, working on the Pride Arts Festival. What a nice group of emojis there. I hope it's a big hit. Mikey Bray is in Yorkshire, UK, in bed after a long day at work. Oh, your emojis are adorable. Hocus Focus is making seafood paella on the grill. Oh, I wish I was coming. Hocus Focus, you always have the best food. Ramon is in Chicago, about to get tacos and margaritas since I missed Tuesday. That's right, Taco Tuesday can be any day. LG Doe is working in Brazil. What is nut watching? Braden is eating brownie dough in sunny Colorado. I always lick the spoon too, Braden. The box be damned. Getting ready to see the Blackpink movie at my local premium AMC. Oh, that's fantastic. Chad is leaving his office in Times Square. Too many tourists are back. Stay safe. Oh, Dre Films was vaccinated, so his COVID wasn't too bad. That's so good to hear. I'm so glad you were vaccinated. Let's see here. RBD is in Dublin trying to convince myself to go to bed because I have an 8:30 meeting. I've been there, RBD. I know what it's like not to be able to fall asleep. You know what? I use the Calm app, and it makes me so happy. I can't recommend it enough. Jay Burr says, I do have a birthday on Friday, which is guaranteed to have McDonald's chicken nuggets and a Big Mac. Oh, delicious. Elizabeth Daniels, thanks for joining. It's so nice to have you as a member. Raymond Wilson is in London, just watched Wreck-It Ralph 2. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, some of you also love the Calm app. Let's see here. I'll do like 2 more minutes, and then I gotta work on my spoiler review. TJ Williams says, currently at home, sick with COVID. Just send me some love, please. TJ, of course we will. We send you lots of love. I'm so sorry to hear that you're sick. Stay strong. I'm sure you're going to get through it. I hope you're going to do okay, and I hope you can take good care of yourself. Bye, Lachlan. Let's see here. Evan Moore says, I visited my sister in Indiana over the weekend. Oh, that's nice. Neil says, thank you for a lovely first stream where I can officially comment and join in. It was so much fun. I'm so glad you had fun. That's wonderful. Terry says, going to make pancake mix for after this for breakfast tomorrow. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, you guys are so great. I love all you guys, too. You're so nice. And I'm glad you guys all sent some love to TJ. He really could use it. He could use us lifting his spirits. You guys are great. Max says, hi from Derby, UK. Looking forward to your merch. That's right. The merch should debut next week. It'll debut this month for sure. We're almost done. We're putting the website together. So I'm very excited for you to see the first wave. And we're going to come out with different things. Hey, Tyra Nicole. We're going to come out with different things every month or so. So if you have suggestions for merch you'd like to see, I'd always love to hear it. Rashad says it's me and my boyfriend's 5th anniversary today. Happy anniversary to you both. That's so great. Fellow Grace, there will be a mug. There will be a mug. Bobby K, that's a funny idea for a shirt. And there is a hoodie in the works. It involves a mug, hoodie, t-shirts, and something very cool, which I'm excited for you to see. Okay, everybody. It was so Rahul, I hope it'll be available in India. I do believe it'll be available worldwide. I'll know some more soon. Evan, it's priced about what most merch is priced at. You know, we tried to be very reasonable. It's not the Disney Star Wars Hotel, I'll tell you that. Tyra, I'm so glad you can be a part of the community as well. It's so nice to see you here. All right, everybody, I hope to see you tomorrow evening, or whatever time it is for you, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to watch The Suicide Squad together, and we're going to have a really good time. So get your snacks ready. We'll have a great time. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Toodles.